move to the next. What makes election in India democratic? Okay, now we are going to examine our election. Is it democratic or not? Okay, during the election, you can heard or read in the newspaper or television that there are many various types of malpractice during election, like inclusion of false names and inclusion of genuine names in the voters list, misuse of government facilities and officials by the ruling party, excessive use of money by rich candidates and big parties, and intimidation of votes and ragging on the polling day. These are some malpractices. These are sometimes true and sometimes false. But these malpractices are not in a very big scale that it decides a party wins or loses. It is very in a small scale. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to examine this question, that by the malpractice can a political party came to the power or not. এখন আমরা এই কোশ্চেনটাই খুব কেয়ারফুলি এক্সামিন করব যে ম্যালপ্র্যাকটিসের মাধ্যমে কি একটা পার্টি ক্ষমতা আসতে পারে কিংবা আসতে পারে না। ওকে, independent of election commission. Okay, now come election commission. Election commission is a body, is independent body that conduct the whole election. This commission, election commission, he knows and regulate all the doings of the election. Okay, now some questions may come to your mind, that is this commission is so powerful that it can ignore the ruling party, or is ruling party can pressurize the uh, election commission, and do they have enough power to conduct a election free and fair? So fortunately all the answer of this question is quite positive in our country. Okay, and our election commission means the election commission of India is very independent and very powerful. Okay, it enjoys the same kind of power that a judiciary enjoys. Judiciary enjoy means a court enjoy. Okay, like court take independent decision, it also take independent decision. The chief of there is a chief of election commission. He is appointed by president, but after appointing he do not abide to answer the president himself. He takes he is not answerable to anyone. Okay, he can take the decision he whatever he thinks to good. Okay, and if sometimes the election commission, the chief of the election commission, that is CEC, he take decision that the ruling party do not lie, but it is not possible for the ruling party to remove CEC. Okay, and only the election commission of India enjoys such type of power. No other country is EC do not have this type of power. Okay, some powers of EC is given here. EC takes decision on every aspect of conduct and control of elections from the announcement of elections to the declaration of the result. It implements the code of conduct and punishes any candidate or party that violates it. During election period, the EC can order government to follow some guidelines to prevent use and misuse of governmental power to enhance its chance to win elections or that transfer some governmental officials. When on election duty, government officers would under the control of EC and not the government. In the last 25 years or so, the Election Commission has begun to exercise all these powers and even expand them. Okay, they regulate all the uh, doings of the elections, and even they can call a repoll if this commission understand that the polling or the voting of a polling station is not fair, then he call a repoll. Sometimes the ruling party does not like its decision, but they must obey. So these such activities uh, would not happen if the EC was not independent and powerful. আমাদের দেশের ইলেকশন কমিশন হচ্ছে খুবই পাওয়ারফুল। ইলেকশন কমিশন একটা হচ্ছে ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট কমিশন। ইলেকশন কমিশনের যিনি চিফ তাকে প্রেসিডেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়া তিনি রিক্রুট করেন, কিন্তু তিনি রিক্রুট হওয়ার পরে তিনি আর কারোর কাছে অ্যান্সারেবল নয়। তার কাছে এতটাই পাওয়ার যে তিনি কোনো ভোট যদি আনফেয়ার মনে হয় তিনি রিপোল করতে পারেন। রিপোল মানে আবার ভোট হবে। এটা কারোর ডিসিশনটা কারোর যদি কোনো পার্টিসে পছন্দ না হয় তাহলেও কিছু করার নেই, তাকে মানতেই হবে। ওকে, সাম headlines are given here relating to EC. Read them and think these headlines are on democratic or non-democratic. Next is popular participation. Okay, there is another way by which you can understand the election is going fair or free. That is the enthusiasm of the voter. How many voters are go to cast their vote freely or enthusiastically. If the number is more, the answer is more positive. So let's find some graphs. Like here this pink line is the turnout of the voters in UK, and the blue line is the turnout of the voter in India. You can see the voters, the number of percentage of the voters declined in UK, but in India it is remains same or actually grown up. Next figure, here is the figure. Here we can see the lower caste people cast more vote if we compare them to the upper caste, but in UK it is opposite. The lower caste people do not cast their much of their vote, and the upper caste people in comparison with upper caste. Here Do you think your vote makes a difference? Here, a campaign or a survey is there. 70 67% people say that yes, our vote has effect on the political parties. 15% don't know, and 18% have told that our vote has no effect on the political parties. And this figure shows that um, the participation of the people in election activities means uh, every every citizen belong to one or other party. Every one out of every seven voters is a member of political party. So the people of India take enthusiasm in the election. Next point is acceptance of election outcome. The outcome, if we closely see the outcome by the result, we can easily say that the election is either fair or not fair by the result. If it is not fair, the ruling party always wins, but that is not happening in India. In every 5 years, the government change, and not in every 5 year, but often. But in other country, it is not. Like um, in US, in that point, you will see that the sitting MLA or MPs, sitting MLA or MPs means who are already is in parliament. The sitting MLA or MP often, very often, mm, are rarely loses in the election, but in India they easily lose the election. And in India, some candidates who are known to buying votes, they often lose. Barring very few dispute election, the electoral outcome are easily accepted as people's verdict by the defeated party. The defeated party accept the verdict or the result. Now, challenges to free and fair elections. Okay, by the by this all this discussion, our conclusion, we can conclude that our election is more democratic than any other country, and it reflects popular preference. There are very few exceptions to this rule in last 60 years in our country, and this makes the Indian election democratic. But now, if we ask some deeper question, then um, if we ask some deeper question, our answers may be different. Maybe our election is not democratic. Like, are people's preference based on real knowledge? Are the votes getting a real choice? Is election really level playing field for everyone? Can an ordinary citizen hope to win election? This question of this kind bring the many limitation and challenges of the Indian elections to our attention. Okay, now if we ask all these questions, to answer this question, we must think about our democracies. So there are some attention, like candidates and parties with a lot of money may not be sure their victory, but do enjoy a big and unfair advantage over smaller parties and independents. The parties that have more money, they may not be they win, but they enjoy a big unfair advantages. যাদের বেশি টাকা পয়সা আছে যে পার্টিতে, তারা হয়তো টাকা দিয়ে ইলেকশন জিততে পারে না, কিন্তু যেসব পার্টির কম স্মলার পার্টি, তাদের থেকে বেশি তারা তাদের থেকে একটা বেশি আনফেয়ার আর ইলেকশন তারা এনজয় করে। In some parts of the country, candidates with criminal connection have been able to push others out of the electoral race and to secure a ticket from major parties. Some states, the people with criminal connection, they can use their connection to push a right candidate to stand on the election. কিছু স্টেটে তাদের কিছু ক্যান্ডিডেটের ক্রিমিনাল কানেকশন আছে এবং সেই কানেকশন ইউজ করে তারা অপোজিট ক্যান্ডিডেট থেকে এগিয়ে যায়। Some families tend to dominate political parties. Tickets are distributed to relatives from these families. কিছু পার্টিস তার ফ্যামিলিসের মেম্বারদেরকে টিকিট দেয়। Very often, election offer little choice to ordinary citizen, for both the major parties are quite similar to each other, both in policies and practice. The parties are the main. Okay, there is no place for a common citizen. Okay, it is not possible for a common citizen to take part in the election. He must have go through a big party. Okay, কমন সিটিজেনের কোনো জায়গাই নেই এখানে। বোথ পার্টিরাই প্র্যাকটিস করে পলিসিস এবং তারাই একই সেম, যে কোনো সাধারণ নাগরিক ভোটে দাঁড়ানোর চান্স নেই, তাদের কোনো পার্টির থ্রু দিয়ে যেতে হবে। Smaller parties and independent candidates suffer a huge disadvantage compared to bigger parties. Okay, because bigger parties have more money and smaller parties do not have money, so they have to suffer the independent and the disadvantage. Smaller party big party থেকে অ্যাডভান্টেজ পায় না বা তারা ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট পায় না, তার কারণ বিগার পার্টির কাছে বেশি পয়সা থাকে এবং স্মলার পার্টির কাছে কম পয়সা থাকে। So these are some challenges that are faced by India in order to establish the democratic election. And these problems, these challenges can only be solved by the citizen. Okay, so that is why citizen social activities and organization have been demanding reforms in our electoral system. So there are some people who stand against this system and demand that the electoral system must be changed. Can you think of such reforms by which we can face these challenges? Okay, students, this is the end of the chapter. Thank you.